I understand where you're coming from. And I look at Eddie and say, yeah, he's right. I want this fight. And Eddie does know I want this fight. And Eddie wants to fight because he knows how big it is as well. But what's good about what Eddie does is that he has an option B, because what I've learned is that I can't put all my eggs in one basket and wait around for Deontay Wilder, because I wouldn't have fought for the last 2 years, because we've had an issue where it's fantasy, what we want in our wildest dreams, and reality in terms of what you bring to the table. So Wilder's had 40-something fights in the space of 10 to 11 years. I've had 23 fights in the space of 4 to 5 years, and I've captured my hands on the majority of the world championship belts. And I just feel like Eddie's saying there's nothing wrong with this fight happening, but in terms of Wilder's team, you have to kind of get away from fantasy and let's sit down and bring reality to the table. So we all have to weigh up what the risk is, even on my side, and what the reward is. And that's where I feel like the holding blocks are. But in terms of the fans, I feel like Wilder not accepting our offers and coming to our table as the leading heavyweight in the world, he's only starving the fans from an undisputed heavyweight championship fight. Remember, I unified the division. I won the title and I unified it twice in the space of 23 fights. If he was so keen on becoming the best and being a one-face, one-name champion of the world, why didn't he do it in the space of 11 years?
But, Champ, what I'll follow up with, it's obvious that you want to make more money. You have more belts. You believe that you deserve. But you believe, I mean, you just asked, you said coming to the table, he's in fantasy land. I could see why Deontay Wilder wants a 50-50 split, and how Eddie and you say no because you're the bigger marquee draw.
It's just like, in terms of like finances, Wilder earns £10, Joshua earns £20. To fight, Joshua still has to earn £20, but Wilder now earns £18. It's just a simple fact of like Wilder, there's nothing wrong with that situation, but it can't be a situation where you're looking at saying £30 and Joshua stays on 20. Like, that's finances, that's between promoters and stuff. But that's the issue, I feel like, where it's like, hang on a minute, you know, Joshua's a half decent fighter in their opinion. They probably feel they can beat me. And with that being said, they're saying, well, you know, I need to look at my risk and what I'm getting rewarded. And that's probably where the team of Wilder, Fury, Dylan White, that we made offers to previously to get this fight happen, and looking at and saying, we need a big reward if we're going to take this big risk against Joshua. So now I feel like the boogeyman of the division, because I've been blacklisted. Remember, we've made big offers. Remember, right? Sure. You said 90,000 people. That's the biggest audience in boxing of recent. You know, commercial value, boxing value, everyone's aware of the situation now, because no one's shy of talking about offers. I hold 4 of the major world titles, which is what any fighter would want to dream of becoming world champion. And you get a chance to prove you're the best in the world. So I feel like, why wouldn't they bite my hand off to come and become the best fighter in the world? I
cannot disagree with that, but I would think, from talking to Don King and knowing Bob Arum and talking to every big promoter over the years, you have the advantage because you're the better fighter. Wilder is more reckless. He's not as gifted, I believe, as you, but he's very powerful. But the key is he would have to fight on your turf first, at Wembley, Manchester, wherever you'd want it. A 60-40 split would be fair to me. And if Wilder doesn't take it, then we'll have you back on the radio again and promote to the world that he's not taking the biggest payday of his life on your turf, where, champ, you should have the advantage because you have the belt. And you're that good. Last question.
Wait.
No, go ahead.
So let's reverse that now.
Okay.
And say that with all that being said, what we then going to do is I've come to the US. Now I've come into your market, into Wilder's territory. And I've got a tough fight at hand. And I always say I'm only champion until I win. So I'm only champion until June the 1st. So providing I win that fight, what's then to say that I can't fight Wilder in the US? There's no escaping me now. I've come to your backyard to come and prove how serious I am.
You don't want any of that right now because you're going to fight in the Garden. You're going to fight a tough opponent.
Wilder ain't fought in the Garden. We created history. Fastest selling free tickets in the world. I didn't come here to fight at some small hall show. We came here to make a statement to show that we mean business. And if it can't happen in the UK because of whatever reason, we can do it in your backyard if you want as well. So it's just a big statement to say that this is where we're going and he should definitely be a part of it.